The year is 47 BC and Caesar's legions have arrived in Egypt, and they now prepare to take on the armies of Ptolemy the 13th, who is the opposer to Cleopatra ruling in Egypt. Caesar, an ally of Cleopatra, has decided to help in defeating her brother and bringing order and stability to Egypt. And in today's DEI historical battle, we are going to try and recreate the Battle of the Nile, which Caesar did win in history. He had a similar-sized army to Ptolemy, but the battle fought over a bit of a river crossing. So we have like the Nile over here, which is sort of has been crossed. Yeah, in history, the Romans basically, they attacked with their legionaries. They were really aggressive. They managed to get their Germanic and their Gallic cav in behind and do some hammer and anvils and do some real good damage. And the Egyptians broke pretty quickly. It's an army that was made up of, well, it's not really said what it's really made up of in history. But we're going with a bit of a ragtag army because Ptolemy, coming up to this battle, had actually been imprisoned by Caesar and Cleopatra, and was then not long after released. So it's under the assumption he doesn't really have really great control of the region, and also doesn't really have great access to a lot of troops. Just probably a quickly raised force compared to Caesar's legion, which he's got some veterans. He's also got some recently raised troops of his own, raised by Mithridates of Pergamon. So he's got some lesser troops as well, if I can find any of them. Yeah, some legionary. Here's some volunteer legionaries. So there, some lesser troops there that he has as well that have been raised up by Mithridates. There's some more of them here as well. So some of them don't even have chainmail. They're just being raised up, but actually quite a large part of his force is made up of that. But yeah, Caesar, because he's super aggressive, and managed to get his cav in behind his famed Gallic and Germanic cav, which have been with him since the Gallic campaigns. Get in behind and do some serious damage. He actually manages to win this one. Again, Caesar, you know, he just refuses to lose. But yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy the battle. I'm trying to do more DEI, and I know you guys are really enjoying Rome 2 at the moment as well, generally. And I personally find that DEI just takes Rome 2 to another level. It really does. Sort of like scale and also unit variety and faction variety as well. It really is really cool. But yeah, this is the 2v2 sort of recreation that we did. So I've got my ally here, one of the Egypt players with a lot of these Ptolemaic light swords, the same for myself. We do have a few really good units. We do have some legionaries of our own. At this point in history, in 55 BC, a guy called Gabianus actually lands, goes to Egypt, basically as their advisor, and actually trains a load of their troops in the style of the Roman legions. So by 47 BC, it's quite likely that there'll still be some legionaries around. Sarissa lancers smash into some squares of the legionaries, and yeah, they're not going to do too much there. Those Sarissa lancers, they're going to have to get out of there, sure. And they're light cav, so yeah, if they get javied in the back, they can take some losses. And there you go, the javies being thrown whilst in square as well. Didn't realize they could do that. Yeah, getting some decent kills there actually onto the Sarissa lancers in the end. And already the engagement has begun. We're going to get rid of the foliage so we can see what's actually going on. For those of you that don't know how to do that, just control F, get rid of it nice and easily like that. But yes, if you guys are enjoying the DI action on the channel, would like to see some more, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show you support our units to help out the channel to work towards 12k subs, and we're so close as well. I think we're like 150 subs away, so if you haven't already subscribed and you want to help us get to 12k or 30, then yeah, then do feel free to subscribe. We got pikes going in here as well. We got some just Ptolemaic pikes going in. Something that the Romans don't have access to is pikes, but it's a risky unit to bring anyway, because obviously if you get surrounded, it just pretty much breaks immediately. And also obviously vulnerable to missiles. DI pikes definitely are not as vulnerable. We've got Javies coming up here, Peltasts here, and they are really nasty. We've got the massive cohorts Prima back there, 400-man legionary unit. I am on my way, slowly but surely. I'm kind of waiting for my big hitters, the elephants, arrive. So we did bring some of these light elephants because we like, Why not? It's Egypt. It'd be kind of funny, but they are light, so they're not that great. Also, would kind of make sense. So like this is a very quick sort of recruitment drive that's taking place by Ptolemy. He's just kind of got any old elephants and quickly train them up to fight in his war against Caesar. Some of these are, this unit here of legionaries is the volunteer legionary unit, I think, in the front lines. Yeah, the Capite Sensi winning against these light melee infantry. You kind of expect it to. The infantry fight is starting to stretch out as well. As you can see over here, we've got some Galatian. I think these are Galatian Thorios spears? No, or Galatian Thorax spears. But yeah, they're in the front lines here. They're fighting against the veteran legionaries. These guys been from Gaul, they've been in Greece, now they're in Egypt. The problem is that you can see they're flanking around nicely here. We've got some legionary cavalry here, also going around the sides, and they've been backed by some basic legionaries. The Sarissas here, they're not going to be able to beat those cav, I don't think. On a they have a pretty good charge, but that's about it. Let's be honest. And there you go. Some of the legionaries here, some of those volunteer ones, being forced back by pikes here, and that is not a good sign. You can see the Roman line is falling back. There's massive cohorts prima, 400-man unit though, with the eagle there. As you can see, it's going to hold the line, and it could probably hold off 2 or 3 units itself. It's so long in length. You're going to need like multiple units to engage it. Well, in theory. But really, a player should only ever send one. You're going to lose the fight, but you're putting down a very big unit with just a much smaller unit of your own, maybe. But yeah, there you go. We've got the light infantry here setting up. I'm trying to use my like really cheap archers here. I'm trying to shoot this cav back here. These are the Germanic and Gallic cavalry here. So yeah, these are the Ala Tongorum. These are some Germanics. So yeah, they are currently running away. They are technically a missile cav, but they only have like 4 missiles. So they're actually not that great when it comes to missiles. They are really a melee cav. And there you go, charge from in Galatian spears there breaking. We have got some Galatian swords and Galatian Royal Guard on the front line, but yeah, a lot of these troops here breaking. The veteran legionaries managed to defeat the Galatians there. We're going to see Sarissa cav shift forward. So yeah, Egypt here getting pushed back already. Pikes are getting shot and steadily getting killed, actually. Look at that, 0 to 10. They are in real trouble here. The Roman line should actually advance. It's retreating on my side, where I'm fighting. It's giving ground, while the Roman player over here is just dealing a pretty deathly blow to the Egyptian player here. We've got the general in the front lines, who's also a Galatian Royal Guard. There you go, Pikes are falling back. They're wavering, but they look like they're going to get out of here alive, maybe. And the Romans go into the next line, which is, like I said, made up of Galatian Royal Guard. So this is a pretty good unit to defend Ptolemy and his chances of becoming a pharaoh. Yeah, now the next line engages, and I mean, he's going to need some more legionaries forward here as Rome. He needs a few more of these. He's got a legionary over here. It's pretty inactive, not doing anything. Cav looks like it's shifting around. Legionaries are obviously quite useful in assisting cav fights because they can form square, which is always, I feel like, a good asset. And finally, managing to catch the Roman opponent I'm facing. His javies here actually, well, they're doing a lot of damage to my light swords, but better that than anything else. But I'm catching some of these like legionary javelin men. See one of them getting slayed there, and there you go. We're going to chasing these guys down. Yang Nazi here, just jabbing into the swords, trying to do as much damage as possible. Yeah, no, the light swords. These guys aren't really catching what is mediums and heavies really very effectively, but they are trying their very hardest. That is for sure. And then over here, I mean, the Peltas are starting to defeat some of these volunteer legionaries. Rome is still having great joy in the flank, so defeating some Galatian light spears by the looks of it. We're going to see the general shift over here. We've got a Galatian spear that's re-rallied. And the Cav is going to give it a go. You can see Cav is going to go side charge here. The Marian legionary cavalry going into the side there, getting those light spears, routing them. And you could carry on down the line. If you want to do, here go the Galatians going in. These, like I said, are going to be the real army killers here. What is pinning? So Ptolemaic Peltas pinning a volunteer legionary, and then in go the Galatians. This is a really good target for the Galatians. Volunteer legionaries, the weakest of the legionaries, that's for sure. And look at that, breaking pretty much immediately with contact there from the Galatians. Swords here going in, light swords taking on the legionary line. Unlikely these guys are going to break through the legionaries, but they're just there to put pressure on. There are 300-man units. It's going to take a bit of time to kill them off, at least rout them, you'd hope. The missiles coming in, those doing some serious damage to some of these guys. Here, the swords, they're pinning down actually multiple units here. If I could get more of my heavies up, it would be great, but the Galatian thorax, they're slow, along with my thorax spears. I've also sent my swords down the line, so yeah, I was actually trying to get my swords in behind, and the general here has got in. This might be Caesar himself. He's charging into the Gabbiani legionaries, which they look pretty much just like legionaries, but they have yellow shields instead. Yeah, they're forming square. They're getting jabbed themselves by Antagnazi. But yeah, I'm starting to sort of solidify the situation over here. My Gabbiani legionaries helping over here a little bit. Now the Egypt player is able to turn his full force. Rome is starting to run out of troops. His legionaries have fought so hard. But there's just one too many Egyptians. As I was saying, Egypt slightly outnumbers Rome, as it did historically. Only a little bit. There's only about 2 or 3 extra units. And Roman units are broken. The legionaries are insane. And yeah, I mean the cavalry here. Yeah, the Romans are winning this cav fight. Hand over fist. Sarissas here. Yeah, doing a good job. Though the general is losing, which is something, I guess. If the Egyptians can get can pin down this general, that'd be great. I don't know if they're going to be able to. And here we go. The cav fight is taking place over here. The Tungorum have gone in, as have the cohorts Prima. But we're about to see the elephants rear charge the cohorts Prima there, and in they go. And they are going to start to get kills, that's for sure. Start smashing about those Roman legionaries. Javi flying in. This is not what we wanted. Antagnazi here. Yeah, jabbing into the elephants. They can take a few hits, these light elephants, but definitely not too many. And Cohorts Prima, yeah, waving. Look at that. They are already breaking. They've lost 50 guys because of elephants smashing into them. My elephant, just trying to pull in, pull out of combat, just try and make it, be as useful as possible. Going into the Antagnazi now, it shouldn't really be a problem, I'd imagine. Galatian thorax in here as well, helping massively. Over here, the Allies and Gordon are being defeated. Got some of the Ptolemaic, more elite cav here. They're going in. Most of my light swords have all broken. Really, all that's left is just my Galatians. I've got some Gabbiani legionaries, but they're breaking as well. The Roman legionaries here proving themselves to be superior to Egypt. There's a fight on the front lines here. Go, the veteran legionaries there being broken. I think that's because this Gabbiani legionary here has encircled them. And over on the other side here, the Egyptian player has defeated Rome by the looks of it. The cav fight looks like he lost, did Egypt, but the cav is all that's pretty much left, and he's now just cycle charging. I think army losses are coming into it a little bit because, yeah, there's starting to be a mass out here. That other general breaks. That might be Caesar running for his life. And the elephants here, they're just powering on through with the Galatian thorax. Still trying to defeat these Alans and Gorum cav that's returning. In goes the cav for a nice rear charge here into the Roman rear. The elephants coming in into the back lines as well. We're just going to make sure those legionaries stay gone. More cav getting a rear charge there as well. Really nice. Cohorts Prima breaking here. Another 400-man unit gone. I think that's a re-rallied Cohorts Prima. Must have been routed over on that far side there against the elephants. It's re-rallied pretty quickly. Legionaries here forming square, but it might not save them. I like that they can form square in melee. I find that's pretty impressive. Yeah, surrounded by a general, Gabbiani legionaries, and army losses coming into it. I think that is pretty much GG for the Romans, and history is going to be changed here as the Egyptians defeat the Romans here at the Battle of the Nile in 47 BC. And there goes the Aladdin Gorder. I don't know if recharging yourself is a problem in DI. It's certainly like not as effective. You're better just to try and hammer an anvil and just recharge your own lines. You're not exactly doing any more sort of damage to morale. Cavalry here slowly being routed. And there you go. I think, yeah, we're just going to see army losses now as Caesar actually did return. And there you go. He's routed once again. And there you go. A close victory for Egypt. We'll end the replay and have a quick look at the end results. Yeah, both sides did a pretty good job. I mean, Geo and Sword, both really good DEI players. It was a really good matchup. Had very similar kills. Geo generally for like most of that game looked like he was going to take that that win, and Sword was desperately calling for reinforcements. So that's why some of my Gabbiani legionaries there. And they sort of just turned the battle in balance. Skittles had one job. He was being told to retreat by Geo to keep me out of the game. Basically, because my army was just chasing him. It wasn't helping Sword. And Geo was able to nearly defeat Sword with that tactic. Luckily, in the end, I did manage to catch Skittles because I guess he couldn't retreat much further, so he had to kind of engage me. My swords did okay. Certainly, my thorax did very well, 166, 137, and they're very healthy. Gabbiani legionaries, 206 kills, 183 with another there. The light swords are pretty well actually as well, 126, 185 kills. My spears didn't even see action. I didn't even get them into the fight quickly enough. Archers, 91 kills. Cav getting 153, 247. Elephants getting 121. Then we have Sword here with the Galatian Royal Guard, sort of like spine of his army here. 147 kills with that general who's pretty banged up, to be fair. 155 with another one there. 214. And then we have 270 kills here with the Ptolemaic Peltas's Cav. Yeah, really suffered. Sarissa's, yeah, really not that great, in my opinion. They're great at, like, I feel like getting hammered anvils. But going up against the Cav, yeah, they are going to get messed up. His, like, Galatian spears getting 313 kills there. The swords, 112, 206. 149, so yeah, not too bad there either. Then we have Skittles with one of the Roman legions getting 178 kills here with his legionaries. His Cav, yeah, unfortunately, kind of just got beaten by mine. His volunteer legionaries, 106 kills. Veteran legionaries getting 110, 211. Then we have Geo playing as the other army. The Roman like cohort Prima here getting 314 kills, 101 kills here with his Italian archers. His legionary Cav got 176 kills, 112. His like basic legionaries, 154, 178, 168 kills, and then the veteran legionaries, 167, 117 kills. But there you go, guys. That is today's DEI historical battle. If you did enjoy and want to see more sort of DEI content, do remember, like I said, to leave a like, subscribe, comment down below if there's any historical battles you want me to try and recreate. We've done quite a few now over the years, so yeah, do try and pick one maybe we haven't already done. But until next time, guys, I'll see you folks in the next one. Bye for now.